if you're going to do a free throw, I mean, literally this free throw, you're looking at the rim, right? This was you.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. Like, dude, you weren't even looking at the rim. Like, let's focus on the target. So tell me about you guys. Give me just the quick overview of your golf game. Eli, right?
Eli, yes. Hey, nice to meet you. 5 handicap, long game, much better than short game.
Okay, when you say short game, what do you mean? Putting or wedges or chipping?
All that, just to lump it all in together. Yeah. No, putting is the worst.
Okay.
Short game getting better, but probably just still a struggle area.
So if you saw our first Life Changer episode, you know that when we met Greg Rose at TPI, he went into genie mode and asked for wishes, and mine was driver. As you just heard, Eli's wishes were short game related, so they started with putting. And of course, since Eli had just said putting was the worst part of his game, the first putt he hit, he did this.
You said this is a weakness.
It is. I mean, speed control is a big weakness, and
so when you're missing line's pretty good, but you're either hitting too hard or he's up.
But also, I have my stroke historically is the running joke is I play a fade on the green. Come across, open the face.
Let's do that one real quick. Let me just see a short one. Okay.
Greg had Eli go through his whole putting routine for each putt he lined up. And by the third one, Greg had seen enough to diagnose Eli's biggest issue. And they would work on this one issue the rest of their time on the green. I'm just going to let it run.
So tell me what you're doing right now. So how do you get yourself ready?
So I set my line. I set to my mark first, and then my coach and I've just started to add is, he said, look, you need to add a little feel. You're too robotic. He said,
it looks very robotic.
He said,
I'm glad to hear what your coach said, because I obviously just spent 1 minute watching this, right? The good news is I don't think the way you read is way off, right? Because those are a couple of hard putts there that you did pretty well. My first observation, just watching you putt, watch me for a second, right? This is watch what I'm looking at, right? This is what I see with you. Okay, now if you just took that, what percent of the time was I looking at the ball, what percent was I looking at the hole?
almost all ball.
If I look at John Rahm,
Yeah.
okay, here's John Rahm, okay? And just go watch him next time he plays, right? What was the percent?
Yeah, almost all hole.
I mean, I'm talking like 90% effort. Why does he do that? Why do great putters do that?
That's way more feel-oriented when they're doing that.
Speed is the last thing that should go to your mind before you make a putt. And I say that there's a million things you can think of. You can think of, the line, starting on the line, stroke, or speed. If I look at the best putters in the world, and we interview them, because we do, we ask, what's the last thing you're thinking of? They might say it differently, but the best putters all say the same thing. The last thing that goes through my mind is speed, right? So they're sitting there going, they're not going to three-putt this because their energy is the most important, because the read has everything to do with how hard you think you're going to hit it. Right. But if you don't hit that speed, the read sucked anyway, right? So the whole time they're sitting there, and like Brad Faxon will show you, he'll go like this, he'll put the putter like this, and he'll go over here, look at it, and he'll make it. He'll put the putter like this, and he'll make it. He'll put the, he's like a lineman. He goes, I'm going to make this no matter what. If I'm making this more like a free throw, I'm trying to make it more like an art, right? To me, like your coach said, it looked like you spent a lot of time trying to get this square lined up over here.
Yeah.
And I'm going, great putters don't do that.
Yeah.
Right? Beginning putters do, and you need to spend that time to get this so that you don't have to think about this.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where we're at that point where you've spent the time to get this square. Now you just got to believe it, and now start putting some heart in that.
But do you see, if you just took a snapshot of me the split second before it came back here,
Yeah.
are there alignment concerns?
So to me, alignment concerns is there's only three things that matter in making a putt.
Yeah.
Right? Read the green, number one. If you don't read it right, okay, the chance you make it is very slim. Number two, start the ball on the line you read. And then number three is the speed, right? That speed dictates the first two, by the way. Because if you would read it slower or faster, it's going to change my line and the read, right? So it really comes down to speed's the most important, right? Because if you don't hit the right speed, your alignment was wrong anyway.
Right.
right? So people spend all this time with alignment, and then I'm like, but you didn't hit the right speed. I'm like, that wasn't the right line for the speed you were just hitting.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So the most important thing is whatever you're reading, whatever you're lining up, it's a certain speed in your mind.
Right.
You have to match that. And just watching you do these putts, I'm like, I'm pretty sure you don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it looked like everything was where you wanted, looked like you read it right, and then it looked like, to me, it looked very hesitant when you started to go.
Yeah.
And confident speed, it's like, you know, if you're going to do a free throw, I mean, literally this, just the free throw, you're looking at the rim, right? You know, this was you.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. I'm like, well, what the hell did you just do? I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, you weren't even looking at the rim. Like, let's focus on the target.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, forget, like, you know what this read is here? Okay. Just don't look at the ball. Only time you get to look at the ball is when you come back ready to play.
Okay.
Okay. Needs to do that. Only thing that matters now is speed. Hit the right speed. No 3-point. Right energy. Nope. Stop. Start again. You just did it again.
Okay.
You're going in. You're looking at the hole.
Okay.
This is torture now.
This is torture.
Yeah. Feel it. Okay. Look at the hole. Figure out how much energy it takes to get there. That's the same energy. Now look at that and I go, that is not the energy you envisioned.
No,
Right?
it wasn't.
Because you haven't practiced this.
Yeah.
Right? This is the only thing that matters, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was probably a perfect line.
Yeah.
Without spending all this time doing line, it just sucked the speed again.
Yeah.
Right? So, again, like, to me, that was like you went through the motion, you came over here, but I'm like, were you really trying to feel the speed?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, let's do this again. Like, when you, let's go over here. Come up here, what I want you to do is, without reading, and again, when you play, you'll have that read in it. Come here, and just from here, you're trying to read, like, is this downhill, is this moving, how hard do I need to hit this? And then come back here and just remember that speed and try and match it.
Gotcha.
Just do that. You're gonna make the free throw. Just imagine how hard you have to hit this, and then when you're ready, just do it. That's kind of, I would spend a lot of time doing that,
Yeah.
right? Because that was probably a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think you could even do better than that, even
Yeah.
though that was the right speed there, but I just feel like that's just foreign to you, right?
Yeah. It is. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you're trying to make this robotic. What's that? Who's this? I mean, that was like Jack Nicklaus. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
What's the technique there? It's garbage, but he was amazing, right?
Yeah.
Make that one. Look at the hole. Keep looking at the hole. Don't look at the ball. Look at the hole. Just get an idea of how hard you have to hit this. Where you want to start this. When you feel like you're confident, just do it. You need to spend a ton of time doing that, okay? A ton of time doing that. I actually like that speed right there.
Yeah.
That was just a bad read because
Right.
I didn't let you read.
Right.
Right, because I would have to.
Well, your free throw analogy that's perfect because I would never shoot a free throw.
Yeah, but
I don't even look down.
Well,
you know,
why
like
would you?
it's here,
Yeah.
and then you're in your
Yeah.
So at this point, Eli conceptually had the idea, but it would prove difficult to ingrain. A few putts later, Greg left him alone, and just like that, heads down robot Eli returned. So Greg went back to work.
Keep looking at the rim. Again, I look at this and I go, dude, that's uphill.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you would have missed the rim.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Because you're still not, I don't think you're visualizing this. Like when you get over here, if I look at this and I see this uphill, I'm going, like, do you, in your mind, are you like, how hard do I have to hit this?
Yeah.
You ever pitch quarters?
Yeah.
This is like pitching quarters,
Yeah.
right? Like, do you ever look at your technique in pitching quarters?
No.
Why would you like to go to the hole? How much energy to pitch the quarter to the hole? Yeah, that's the speed I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Right? You're gonna step in looking at the hole. If you can make sure, looking at the hole, get an idea of what that energy is like. Right? You can look back to make sure that over here, once you got the energy, close your eyes.
Yeah.
And then just energy.
Yeah.
Let's see how close you get.
Okay.
That's the only thing that matters right now. Again, don't even care if it goes in, I'm just looking at energy. Yeah, look at that. That's the speed I'm looking for. Like,
Yeah.
I like maybe 18 inches past, and then
Yeah.
you can tap that in. But none of this, like, well, if you hit the ball right here, there's no way you were thinking of speed.
Yeah.
There's just no chance.
Yeah.
You would, if you were thinking of speed, you would never leave the ball.
And that's what I feel like when I'm over the ball is like if you threw me a ball and just said throw it to that hole,
Yeah.
in half a second I can tell you like that's exactly how hard I'm gonna throw it. But when I'm over a ball, it's like
It's the same thing.
there's a
You're
gap.
trying to make it different.
It is,
It's the
but there's
same
a
thing.
gap there where I'm like,
Don't make a gap there.
and I feel like I'm sitting over the ball going, how hard do I need to
You've
hit
just
this?
been worrying so much about technique.
Yeah.
You need to come back into like to make that one again. Like there's a big break.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
just energy. Like I said, throw the quarter to that hole. like you got the speed in your mind, close your eyes and make this. I like it. Look at that speed right there, right? So that's not that short little weak one. At least it's aggressive, and I want you to. That's what I want you to work a ton of. Right?
I love it.
I feel like that's obvious number 101.
Okay.
This stuff. Just go watch on tour. And tell me if you find that person, because you won't.
Yeah.
Well, they'll suck at putting if you find.
4 days after getting this putting tip from Greg, Eli found himself in a tie match with me on the 16th hole of Bandon Trails. And Eli faced a long lag putt in tough conditions, historically his greatest weakness. He needed a 2-putt from about 50 feet to have the hole. And just watch his routine. Bill for birdie.
Come on.
What a putt. Good par. And then on the next hole, the 17th, from 40 feet, a 2-putt would win this hole. You're good. And that's how Eli won a major, by shooting free throws.
You always make these for these things over here, but I feel like even if we did all that stuff, if you didn't give me this hesitant speed stroke, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah.
It's not gonna make any difference.
Yeah.
I need to have the confidence and speed so we can build a stroke.
Feel when it comes to sitting on a
Nothing
green.
wrong with doing that on a green.
Yeah.
So just do that. Like
Yeah.
I said, you're literally looking at the back of your hand doing free throws.
I love it.
Oh, baby. Come on, baby. Deep squats.
Is that not deep?
Well, look what Mike's doing.
Be more like Mike.
Okay. We're getting there.
Eli's a squat.
All right, let's do
Glad you turned the camera on.